Good afternoon, good evening, good morning and good night. Hi there guys, my name's John Dean. Welcome back to another video. In today's video we will be looking at how to bring up text or titles in Final Cut Pro. So I would imagine you guys have fired up Final Cut Pro, you're testing the water, maybe you've created your first project, you've imported some footage into Final Cut Pro, you're ready to dig in and get your hands dirty, but you're a bit stuck because you just don't know how to add any titles. It's a bit hidden, isn't it? It's like, where on earth do I add titles? I remember having this problem when I first opened up Final Cut Pro. So do not fear, I am here to give you a helping hand. Let's roll the intro and dive in.
'Cause you brighten my day up like the sunrise. I've waited all my life for a moment like this.
Okay guys, so this is just a silly little project that I've created, a demo project, so let's play it back. Wake up, it's 7 AM lazy. So you might be thinking, how on earth do I add that title? How do I create that title? And the way to do it is, there's actually a couple of ways to do it. Now, the long-winded way of doing it is actually by clicking this little button here. It's show or hide the titles and generators sidebar, so fairly well hidden. So you click on this little thing and then you're greeted with a variety of things here. Now I've got some extra stuff, you'll probably have less than this if you've just started Final Cut Pro, so just have a look through and just play with it really. Now the great thing about Final Cut Pro is if you sort of scrub your mouse across, you can sort of preview in high speed what the title will look like. So just have a go at looking around and seeing what you want. This one's a little lower third here, a name strap thing that you can bring up. There's a few nice rotatory 3D things. So yeah, take a look through. But if you're anything like me, you probably want something a bit more simple, because the more flashy it looks. So I don't know about you, this looks fun for like an amateur video, but it's not very professional in the way it looks. So if you're after something a bit more professional, I think there's other ones in this build in and out thing here. So there's a custom title here, which is just a plain sort of title that you can drag in. And it just brings up a nice plain title for you to work with. There's this is the one I used actually, the dramatic style title, and then we've got other ones. There's loads of other ones. You've even got Star Wars title effect there, which is excellent, which is good fun. So in order to change the title and create your own words and things like that, you want to click on the title itself, and then you want to navigate to this little paragraph icon here, and you'll see the text there. So we can type in hello, something like that, and then that changes it, updates it. Now, I mean, when I first started out, I remember thinking, where on earth do I change the text? It took me ages to work that out. I literally had to watch a YouTube video to work out where to change the text. So it's quite well hidden. You can change the sizing in this paragraph tab as well in the inspector. So you can do whatever you want there. You can obviously change the font. Do something a bit more swish. So basically what you can do is just scroll around and play with the settings. If you wanted to make the tracking wider, so if you wanted to separate the letters a bit better, you can do that. There's lots of things you can do. You can change the position, you can move it up and down, you can do lots of different things. Rotation as well. So yeah, just have a play around the scales there. And one big thing that I was like really stuck on when I first started using titles in Final Cut Pro was, how do I change the color of the text? It took me literally ages to work this out, and that's because it's fairly well hidden. So you see this face tab here, that's what you want to use. So if you click on show, you can now see there's a color block there, and you can click on it. You can select whatever color you want, and you can even fill it with gradients if you want, textures and things. The more you play with effects, it tends to cheapen the look of the image. So if you're after something a bit more professional, then I recommend just keeping things fairly plain and simple in order to make it simple. Because if you think about it, like Apple, they're logo is just the most simplest thing on earth, and really it boils down to things that look good tend to be simple. So that is a little bonus tip. Don't play too much around with the effects, just keep things simple in order for them to look their best. So yeah, we can basically just change it to whatever color we want. If we wanted to make the text bigger, there's a couple of options here. So we've got the size here, which is all good. You'll notice though there's no keyframe there, so if you wanted to increase the size, what you need to do is click the show the video inspector window, so the little film strip icon, and then what we can do is basically do it at a basic keyframe. So say we wanted it to be that big and in that position for the most part of the video, but we wanted to animate it in from a really big text and then go in small. So we want to put our playhead where we want that size to be set. So if we click back onto the film strip icon and we use a keyframe, so we hit the keyframe button under scale, and also I'll probably do position as well. And even rotation, sometimes it's good to do them all depending on what you want to use. And now what I'm going to do is just go back over to the very beginning of the title, and I'm going to make it really big. So if we go like that, we could even move the position if we wanted to. Now you'll see that there's sort of a limit there, so what we could do is just go back over and up the size a little bit more perhaps. And in order to add a fade to that, what we could do is just hit Command T, and that puts a fade at the beginning and the end of the title. And if we play it back now, boom, we've got it coming in fairly slowly. Now if you wanted to play with the timing a bit, because that was a bit slow, what you do is basically hit Control V whilst the title is selected, hit Control V, and then it expands out. And you can see here we've got our keyframes that we've just set. So if we bring the keyframe in closer to the beginning of the clip, it will then load a lot faster. So there we go. So we can even bring it in faster if we really wanted to. Bam. And obviously we might want to change the position a bit because it's overlapping my face. So what I can do is click on find the position in the inspector window and hit this little arrow that takes us to where the keyframe is to make sure it's bang on where the keyframes are. And we just drag it over slightly here to make it look better. So now when we play it back, it goes into the right position and not overlapping my face. Now, just one final bonus tip. As you go on in your sort of, experience with Final Cut Pro, you might think to yourself, you know what? The titles that are built into Final Cut Pro, they're good, but they're a bit restricting. Some of them are a bit too fancy and a bit sort of amateurish. Where on earth can I get titles from? Now, if you're new, you might not know, you can actually go to different suppliers like Motion Video Effects, Pixel Film Studios, and a few others, and purchase title packs. They're called plugins. And what you can do is just follow the installation instructions, and then you can install different plugins, and it's not just limited to titles, there's a variety of other plugins as well. So I bought this plugin here, and basically got a load of titles that I can use for whatever project that I'm working on, that give me a bit more flexibility in terms of creativity. I personally, the more I go on, the more I love Motion Video Effects as a supplier of excellent Final Cut Pro plugins. So certainly check those out. I actually just downloaded this pack yesterday, which has a really nice variety of title plugins, and it's called M-Title Kinetic. So just sort of fairly fast moving titles, a lot of different options there that will help with my creativity. I've also got M-Title Max from them as well, which is brilliant because it sort of gives you a load of big titles that you can work with for sort of larger projects that you want to make a big impact on. Really useful. And then I've got M-Title Simple, a couple of packs from them as well, which just give you some really nice sort of graphic overlays that bring up titles and things. So well worth checking out. Motion video effects in particular. I do have other ones, but I find the more I go on, the more I love motion video effects. Things just work really well. So definitely check out those if you're interested in having some more options with your titles. But if you're just starting out, which if you're watching this video you probably are, then I would recommend just going through and checking out the built-in Final Cut Pro titles first of all. Get a feel for how to use them, just really get to grips with them, and that is that really. It's just a case of getting used to it. Now, one final last bonus tip, which I discovered quite a while after I started using Final Cut Pro. There is actually a super fast way of adding a basic title. So if you just select anywhere in the project that you want to be, and then you hit the Control and T button, it comes up straight away with a basic title, which you can then click on, and you can click on the paragraph, and you can make your edits, make your changes, and go from there. So definitely worth using the Control T button if you're just wanting to quickly insert something. So hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please do let me know. I would love to know what you guys are struggling with, what questions you have about Final Cut Pro, because I really want to sort of provide you guys with some value and help you and come alongside you and answer those problem questions you might have with Final Cut Pro. So if this video has been helpful, please do remember, take a moment in your busy schedule to stop and hit the like and the subscribe button. That would be super amazing. Literally, it would make my day actually. I am a fairly small channel at the moment. I have 93 subscribers, 5 of those are 5 different accounts for myself. So I'm not the biggest channel in the world. So if you can like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. You guys are the best. Keep making videos, keep practicing. That is the main thing. Thanks guys for watching. Bye for now.
'Cause you brighten